What's up, everybody? Going live here on Facebook today. I'm going to give it just a few minutes as usual to kind of let people join on. I've got some information that I'm going to be sharing. I have my trusty JT Pitts and Associates April marketing report. Marcy, you're the first one. Look, you did this, and now I get to go live and tell all these good people, Gabe, no shenanigans out there, okay? I can't be hearing you in the background. Plus, you got to save your voice for the podcast later. Waiting for a few more people to join on. How is everyone? Marcy, I'm going to wave to you and Gabe, but that's all you're going to get. Joe Light from sunny Florida. Hope you're doing well. Real estate market's probably a little different. Kelly Young. Now, I have my three amigos on here, and you might be the only three that are watching. Hopefully some other people. Kevin Granger, how's it going, sir? Hopefully you had an amazing Derby week. Saw you off in the distance. It was a lot of people between us. I think it was Oaks Day. May not have been. But anyway, I was going to come say hi, but didn't want to make a scene. Hope you're doing well. Had dinner with the wife at Grassa Grandma the other night. Phenomenal restaurant. So kudos. I'm sure you've heard that a lot. I want to talk a little bit about the real estate market. There's a couple of things that are going to be very, very interesting coming away from the numbers that we're seeing in the residential market here in Louisville, Kentucky as of the end of April. I've highlighted, like I said before, Marcy, my marketing right hand has prepared for me the usual report that I review on a monthly basis and that we give to our team and our agents to kind of educate them as to what's going on in the market. And there's a few things that I've highlighted that I want to share with you all specifically. And it pertains to the luxury market. Kevin, I don't know, you and I talked about a property you had in Anchorage a while back. I don't know if you're in the market, but there's some interesting developments. So specifically, I will talk about prices, properties priced above $500,000. Right now, April, year over year, 2019 versus 2018, there were 12% more active listings in the $500,000 price break, which a lot of people would say that there wasn't enough inventory to begin with, and that's not a big deal. Also, we had from March to April, we had 16.7% new listings come to market. But the most staggering thing of all these statistics is sales of $500,000 homes from April of 2018 versus 2019 was down 39.1%. 39.1%. So for those of you that say we've got a roaring economy, real estate must be great. It is great in a lot of places, but if you're selling a home right now that is above $500,000 in Louisville, Kentucky, there's a good chance that you're experiencing higher days on market than you have in the last couple of years. That was 87 homes sold above 500K in the month of April 2018, only 53 in April of 2019. Okay, now there's a lot of factors that could go into that, but 39.1% down is something that you sellers of property at the high end should be looking for. I quoted a statistic a while back, only 7% of sales in Louisville, Kentucky market occur above 700,000. So 500,000 is truly a luxury sale in this market, okay? A couple other things to consider. Sales of property between 400 and 499, so one price bracket below, down 16.7% from April a year ago. 3 to 399, down 9.4%. 250 to 299, down 8.5%. 2 to 250, surprisingly, down 10.1%. And prices, homes priced between 180 and 200, down 21%. So overall, sales are down, but certain price ranges are extremely fast moving still. So it's just that top end, we're down. Something else to consider. Active listings between 300 and 399,000, up 32.5%. So despite the fact that we're a 2-month supply, okay, and homes on average are sitting on the market no longer than 60 days, you have a supply of homes between 300 and 399,000 that is up 32% from a year ago. Now, I would contend that that is because of pretty steep appreciation. Homes that are listed between 3 and 399 this year were listed between 250 and 300 last year. Okay, and that's why you're seeing a lot of that, and slight slowing toward the top end of that. I just had a buyer go under contract within the last 24 hours that had 6 offers on a $280,000 sales price. So don't prescribe to the doom and gloom. That's not what I'm saying. But be careful. Be careful not to overprice your property. Whether you're using us or another agent or selling yourself, which I don't recommend, of course, but really, really look hard at the pricing. Really give it a discerning eye when you're considering the facts and features of your property versus one that sold a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago. Another thing, limit how far you go back in your comparison. Don't compare yourself to the house next door that sold over a year ago. We're looking at very, very different market conditions. So again, just understand that we're in a long upcycle for the market. You know, you could argue that that a good market, we entered a good real estate market for the residential side here in Louisville, Kentucky in 2012. It's 2019. That's over 7 years. Market cycles top to bottom have tended to be, over the last few decades, seven years in total. We've been in an upcycle for 7 years. Now, artificially maybe with rate compression, tax cuts, different things having an effect on our market. But a 7-year stretch of positive appreciation is substantial. Don't be surprised if you hit micro valleys within that sort of generally price positive or appreciating, positive appreciation kind of environment. Again, for those of you that just joined in, sales above 500,000 down 39% year over year for the month of April. Listings between 300 and 399 up 32.5%. So if you're shopping in that price bracket, you ought to have some more to choose from. Sales of 3 to 399, the only significant segment of increase, up 16.6%. I should have said 16.7% above 500, but above 500, that kind of goes to infinity there. Hope this is helpful. If you have questions about the market, one thing we didn't touch on today is the continued improvement in the market for investors. They tend to run contrary to, your typical buyer and seller homeowner types. So didn't touch on investing today, but the climate is improving for investors. Can certainly talk to you about that. Or if just your takeaway is to sharpen your pencil and only look 2 or 3 months back for comps on a property you're bringing to market versus going into last year just because the property is still in your neighborhood. I hope you can use some of this info. Jay Pitts, RE/MAX signing off. You guys know where to find me. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody had a great Derby week, and we'll see you real soon. Real quick before I let you go, new podcast went live. I'm going to turn this around. The Hour 502 podcast. I know it's backwards there because of the orientation of the camera, but the Hour 502 podcast went live last week with our first inaugural guest, Allie Trutman. I'll put a link to the podcast. This is a podcast that focuses on local business leaders, entrepreneurs, influencers, moving and shaking right here in Louisville. So Allie Trutman, CEO and founder of Wicked Sheets, was our inaugural guest. We have another episode being recorded today with Griffin Paulin of Mirren down in a restaurant down in Crescent Hill. Second location just went live in Southern Indiana, and he's got kind of a new exciting announcement today about a third restaurant potentially that you'll want to tune in for. Hopefully, we're bringing you value, and like I said, you know how to find me if you have any questions. Take it easy.